Hey guys, Steel here. I've got a knife review for you today. Today I'm reviewing the Zero Tolerance 0550, which is a collaboration with Rick Hinder. He designed this knife. This is very similar to the 0551 that was released a few months ago as a limited edition. There has been some slight changes from what I've gathered on the Kershaw forum that was done to the 0551, just small improvements to make the 0550 much better. First, start off with the blade. The blade is 3.50 inches long of S35VN. It has heavy jimping on the spine, and it is a high flat grind. You can see the plunge line comes up right to here. I've had good results with the S35VN so far. I've been carrying this knife for probably close to 3 weeks, on and off some, but for the most part I've had some pretty good carry time to be able to make a pretty informed review. Even though it is a thick blade, it's done really well at the cutting tasks I've done. Obviously it's not going to be as efficient as a really thin blade, but man, you sure do have some good insurance with this thick blade. So the thumb studs on the blade also act as the blade stop. It does not have a stop pin. However, they function really well, and the lockup is just superb. I've not had such vault-like lockup before. It's a titanium frame lock, and it's one of the thickest that I've seen in production knives. There's some custom makers out there though who make some mega frame locks. Lockup is nice and early. I'd say it's somewhere in the 20% range. Again, excellent lockup, no blade play in any direction. It's also very smooth. It makes use of bronze phosphorus washers, which you can see in there. Very smooth blade. Really just effortless to open nearly. I actually prefer a nice smooth manual over a flipper or assisted opening. It's a flow-through construction, pillared. I believe these are the Hinder standoffs, but I'm not 100% sure. They look really similar to the ones in the XM18 and XM24 by Rick Hinder. On the opposite of the lock bar, it has a G10 slab. This is the main visual difference between the 0551 and the 0550. It has milled out sections, and they are smooth in the milled out area. And the texturing on the G10 is excellent. It's not overly aggressive where you're getting like a, just, I don't know, it just bites almost. But it offers great traction. And if you're a lefty and carried this in your left pocket, I don't really think you're going to suffer from much pocket wear. It has jimping on the frame lock, and it has jimping back here on the back end of the handle. That's kind of a real typical look of Rick Hinder stuff. He usually has that heavy jimping on the back ends of his knives. It also has this more squared end, which might look uncomfortable, but it's not. The whole handle is incredibly ergonomic despite its thickness and bigness. It's kind of got this micro sub hilt, which actually also offers, again, a very good feel. All the edges of the knife are beveled. You can see the slight rounding. That's my only complaint, is back here, kind of on these edges on the inside. I would have preferred to see those rounded a little, only because of the thickness of the gap. Sometimes my fingers, when I'm gripping, these back ones will almost press down in there and it can feel a little sharp. it's not bad. It definitely doesn't take away from the knife. So again, incredibly smooth deployment. You can see after, probably after a week, it really started to shine in smoothness, and the blade just dropped shut. It has lanyard hole, which will fit 550 paracord. Nice sized. It's not too small where it's almost like, why'd they even put that there? They did skeletonize the liner. You can see that down in there. Show from the other side, it's a little better. And that definitely helps with the weight, and it doesn't take away from the strength. I'll do a couple comparisons. Here it is next to the Kershaw Leek. It's quite a bit longer. It's definitely a lot thicker. And the weight on it is 5.5 ounces, if I remember. It's a little over 5 ounces. That's not really that bad to me. I carried around the O200, which is half a pound, and I didn't have any problems with that. But weights have never bothered me. And I understand some people already carry a lot, so weight can come down to it, but that's not a big deal to me. And that is to Spyderco Tenacious. Tenacious is actually close. The handles are really close in size. The blade lengths aren't quite as much. I can kind of show you here. You can see that the Tenacious isn't too much shorter overall. Tenacious is still quite a bit thinner though. Here's what I'm talking about, that smaller jimping. You can definitely see the jimping difference. So, yeah, with the weight though, the weight of the knife really isn't too bad for what you're getting here. I mean, you're getting a monster frame lock, and it is a titanium frame lock. If you didn't have a titanium frame lock though, this thing would be really heavy. It has the Hinder lock stabilizer. This is to keep you from overextending the lock bar during disengagement. Keeps you from pushing it too far that way, which would result in overbending here and then causing the lockup to be faulty. It wouldn't come across on the lock face far enough, so you would probably deal with up and down play. The pocket clip, that's one of my favorite pocket clip designs. It's not too deep. I don't mind deep carry pocket clips if I'm going to be out kind of in the city. This one does stick up about this much though. Well, about that much. You can see it showing from the edge of my pocket. It's not bad though. So that's really all I had to say on it. Like I said, it's incredibly ergonomic either way you hold it. And reverse grip. Very, very comfortable as well. I'm having a hard time fitting this beast in frame. And this isn't a limited edition like the 551 either. So, you know, if you don't have like the money to buy one right now, or you're waiting on other things, this might be sold out for a little while, but it will be in regular production, so no worries there. Alright guys, well this is pretty much my first sit down review, so questions, comments, tips, whatever, you know, I'm trying to get better at this, so thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the review.